Hello, good morning. I told you yesterday that I was going to be out here creating for open house. I've never been this late before as far as creating my make and take, but using this Enduring Beauty stamp set has suddenly become addicting to me, and so I just stuck with that and came up with a different design. Of course, I prayed that something would come to me, and so I'm going to share that with you now. My guests at Open House were telling me that they love these pop-ups showing the make and take because they can watch this in advance and then come and know what they're doing without instruction or minimal instruction because they've seen the video. So I'm going to ask you if you're coming to Open House, 1, to RSVP before tomorrow at noon so I can make your packets, and 2, to bring your colored pencils with you if you have them. That just means you won't have to wait to use mine. I do have 2 sets, but if there's 5 or 6 people wanting to make the make and take, then you can just take your packet to your place and get it done because you have your own colored pencils. So let me show you the card. This card was inspired by some artwork I just purchased for my sitting room in my bedroom. It I have a fireplace with floral art on one side and then a rectangle mirror with floral art at the top. It's very classic. It's very old world Victorian kind of look. And as I was sitting there this morning watching a bit of television, I was inspired to use this set to kind of duplicate the artwork on my wall. And I think that this did it. It's absolutely gorgeous. So I hope you like it. It's dark because I was thinking we could send this to a male friend if we wanted to. Of course, to female friends for sure, but even if it's a male that needs some encouragement or to know how much you love him, a son, a dad, a brother, just a friend, then you could actually send this. The plaid kind of makes it masculine, and then the colors. So I hope you can see on camera the pinks, the yellows, the blues, the oranges, the greens. It's just so beautiful. I'm very, very happy with it. Hi, Margot. Oh, now I see some people coming on. So let me show you how to do this. We're going to start with a regular card base, and your packet will have this card base in it. And it is the regular 8.5 by 5.5, folded in half. And that is our card base. I took the sketched plaid die, and I'm inking that up with Early Espresso ink. That's the same color as the card base. Hello, Jean. Then I'm laying this down on the large background stamp in the horizontal position or landscape. And then I'm going to grab some scrap paper and I'm going to rub right on there. Hi, Andrea, to make sure I get all the plaid, especially around the edges, because that's really what shows on this card is the edges. And then I'm going to pull that up and we have a beautiful plaid card base. While I have my ink open, I'm going to take my other stamp. Now this stamp is from the Perennial Postage stamps because I am using the Perennial Postage dies. So it fit, You Are Loved Beyond Measure, fit this card so much. So I went to Berry Vanilla. I didn't use white because it's so stark compared to the chocolate or Early Espresso. And I'm tapping on to my Early Espresso pad, checking my stamp, And look, I would have a little halo if I didn't notice that in there too. Tapping very lightly. And then I'm going to stamp "You Are Loved Beyond Measure" right there. All right, perfect. I'm going to take the Very Vanilla and glue it right onto another Early Espresso postage, perennial postage die cutout. And this is the largest one, and this is the second to the largest here in the Very Vanilla. Okay, good morning, Patty. And then I'm going to stick this down. Oh, I've got ink all over my fingers. So I will have my 2 samples ready for open house now. This one and my prototype. Clean my hands off. I see I'm getting ink everywhere because I cleaned off those halos on the block and then didn't clean off my hands. All right, so there we go. There is the card base ready to go. Now I'm going to take another perennial die cut, the largest one, and I'm going to use this large stamp in the oh my goodness. I lost the stamp set and I never, like I told you last night, I can never remember the name of it. Here it is. Enduring Beauty Stamps. Okay, so I'm going to use Versamark like I did last night and ink this up. You will come to open house. Awesome, Jean. I will put you down. Okay, we're going to ink that up really well. And then I'm going to turn it over and stamp it right in the middle of this Early Espresso. Now, I told you that I was trying to think of ways you were not going to get overwhelmed with this large stamp as far as coloring it in. So I think this is another good way. I'm going to open up my copper embossing powder. Last night I used gold on this card if you weren't here. See how different these cards are with the same exact set? Crazy, huh? Okay, and then I'm going to take that scrap paper that I just used in case you don't have a tray yet, the embossing kit. Show you another way you can collect your powder so you don't waste it. I'm just going to sprinkle it across, let it drop down. Hey Rose, how are you, beautiful? Long time no see you. Too long. And then collect it all back in your jar. Okay. Close up your jar like I said so you don't spill it and it lasts you forever and a day. Now we're going to take our heat tool and my reverse tweezers to hold on to this guy and turn on my heat tool. Isn't this pretty? And this is Early Espresso cardstock with copper embossing powder. Now, in the catalog, the embossing powders come in a 3-pack now. Yesterday I used gold, and today I'm using copper. They're all in the same pack, and then there's one more color, but I can't remember what it is. Here we go. It's starting to emboss. Masking was my very first technique I ever learned as a beginner stamper, and then embossing was my second. And it's been 29 years. Hi, Barbara. Actually, it'll be 29 years in March that I've been a demonstrator, and embossing still is beautiful to me, and I just love doing it. So look how pretty this looks. Copper on a dark color cardstock. But you could do this all in white and vanilla as well, and just try different colors and see how it looks. Isn't that gorgeous on this die? Oh my goodness. Then you place it on this card, and you could actually be done if you wanted to be. But you know, Miss Morales, she just has to keep going and going. I'm going to go back to my Early Espresso, And this stamp, Love Endures All Things, is in the same stamp as the bouquet. Thank you, Rose. And I'm just going to come over here to the corner, and I'm going to stamp in espresso, Love Endures All Things. And then remember what the inside says. Let's look at that. It says, your love beyond measure. So those two stamp sets really coordinate well. It's a happy surprise. Okay, now this is the bomb. This is the bomb right here. I was saying I want to teach you how to make your coloring easier. So on this one, we cut down the image so you had less to color. On this one, we're just going to use our color pencils, and we're going to color right inside the flowers in white. And I'm not pressing really, really hard because I was afraid I might chip off the embossing. But as I got farther into it, I could press pretty good and there was no chipping. So that pleased me a lot. So I could, because at first I was coloring like this to stay off the copper edging so I wouldn't chip. And then, you know, that takes longer. So then I realized, I'll just try it and see. And nothing chipped. And so you can just scribble like we did with the paint last night. But you're going to use your white color pencil. I'm going to do the blossom as well. And all the flowers real quick. So I'll stop yapping so I can get this done faster. Hey, Florence, good morning. Florence, I'm going to try my best in the next month or less even to get your way. So if I do, I will be sending you a text or something so we can meet in person finally. It's my birthday this coming Sunday, and it was Ken's birthday Saturday, this past Saturday. So if we can get someone to watch Mom in the near future, we want to get over to the Pismo, Paso Robles area. My daughter lives there, and I love the ocean. Me specifically. Ken, you know, he thinks it's okay, but I'm just in heaven when I'm at the ocean. And then getting to see my grandchildren. My grandson just got a new house. I would be in heaven. Okay, so look at all the flowers. They're just white, right? So now we can do the same thing with the green in the color pencils. And yes, this is dark cardstock, but it still shows. I don't know how well it's showing on camera. So if it's not showing really well, you're just going to have to trust and believe in me that it's stunning. Like I said, I prayed, well, I always do, before I started this morning. Mom got up and got her breakfast and made my bed and did a few things, and I said, I've got to get this make and take started, and so people can decide if they want to come and get these ready for Thursday. Okay, so I'm going to just hold it up now so maybe you can see the greens and the whites. You can leave it like that. Or now on top of the white, and that's what really makes it, I think. You take your colors of pencils, whatever color you want. I just grabbed this hot pink right now, and I'm going over the white. The white shows through a little bit, and it's just stunning. Absolutely. Same with the yellow. I went and see why I got addicted to this stamp set. Oh my goodness, look at that. I'm going to do this bud, the yellow, like this flower, and I'm going to do this bud, the pink, like the other flower that I just finished over here. And then blue, really? A turquoise? Why not? Okay, let's do that. Scribble, 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 right over the copper. Scribble, scribble. See how that white shows through right there? It kind of just highlights it. That's crazy. That's crazy. All right, so then I want another yellow to balance it out over here. Balance this one. Oh my goodness. And you know what? I had an orange. Where did it go? Where's my pencils? There they are. I put it back. I have 2 of every color. I have 2 sets. And look at this orange. I just started using any color I grabbed because I wanted to see what a bouquet of multiple colors of flowers would look like. And I'm so glad I did. And I'm so glad that I used a dark colored cardstock. Look at that. Do you guys like it? I haven't been looking up. Did I get any hearts? Does anybody have any questions? So there's that. Again, you can stop. There comes some hearts. All right. You can take your silicone mat and if you want to continue on making this card more and more beautiful, if you're coming to open house and you have a stylus tool, bring that too. That'll cut down your wait time. And I'm going to push down around just this one flower. I'm not going to do it to the whole thing, while you certainly could. And if you're at open house and you have your own stylus and your own colored pencils, you could do every flower. You can use this technique on every flower if you want. I'm telling you, your card would be amazing. All right, since I outlined just this one really hard, this made it spongy. I could see on the back the outline of that flower. Hopefully you can too on camera. Now I'm going to take the wide end of my stylus tool and I am just going to color, if you will, inside the lines that I just traced and pushed to the back of this cardstock. I'm going to go around the edges so I know where I am first. This is one of my favorite techniques too. Those of you who've been with me a long time know that. And what this is doing, it's breaking down the fibers of the cardstock. You're not going to see this at all, so you can press pretty hard, but you don't want to press. If you've got a lot of muscle, be careful because you could, tear right through the paper. See how it's being indented now like a little cave? Well, if it's indented here, that what we're seeing is indented, that means that it's popping out in the front, right? Yes, it does. Okay, let's get this really good. Now this flower is poking out. These are all flat. Oh my gosh. All right, I don't want it to smash down in the mail. So this does take parts and all around the sides because we want the flat part to be flat on the card and we want that flower to poke out as much as possible. That's the whole point. Now this card is easy. I've only been on, I don't know, 10, 12 minutes, I don't know, 15 maybe. And I'm teaching and talking, so that slows me down a hair. But look at this. Let's get this on straight, Bev. Press. And then one more little thing. Just reinforce the outside of the popped out flower. And that glue that's under there is going to get pushed down flat. So it really, really, really pokes out well. Can you watch? This is how I always show. Watch my finger. It's going to lift over a mountain and then back down because that flower is poking out. So I like to just go around it a few times more just to get everything. Look how pretty that blue is with the white showing through. Oh my gosh, can you please do a Lost Lagoon as the background? I think that's what you're saying. I can't promise you that I can do that real soon because I'm so busy, but I will try, Florence. Yes, so brighten it up with any colors you want. That's true. There's a flower here that a bud that I didn't get. I'll do this one in blue as well to match that up there. And you'll just change the look by changing the background of the colors. This one is just meant to be Victorian type of classic artwork that literally, ladies, can be framed in a small frame and placed on a desk or somewhere. It's gorgeous. Okay, so this is open house make and take. If you're coming, all you have to do is RSVP, bring your colored pencils, bring your stylus tool, bring your dimensionals and your liquid glue, and I'll have all the cardstock and everything ready for you. Okay? All right, I gotta run. Take care. Bye-bye.